Java Basics, Part 1. Binary is a number system that consists only of zeros and ones. Computers do everything in binary. Everything from drawing an image to the screen, to playing a computer game, to sending an email. Commands given to a computer are written in machine code, a computer language written purely in binary, only zeros and ones. That's all computers understand. A program is a set of commands written in a programming language to complete some task. A programming language is a structured language used for writing computer programs. Programming is the act of actually writing code in a programming language, and a programmer is the person who writes the code. How are programming languages written? Programming languages are written in other computer languages. For example, assembly is written in machine code. So what happens is there's a language, assembly. The user types in some commands that are more text related rather than zeros and ones. And then when you run your program, those assembly instructions are then translated into machine code for the computer because the computer understands machine code. Low-level languages require few translations to reach machine code. So assembly, we're going directly from assembly to machine code. In C, we go from C to assembly to machine code. So still a relatively low number of translations. Low-level languages tend to be fast but difficult to program in. As languages have evolved, commands have gotten more simple. High-level languages require many translations to reach machine code. They tend to be slower but easier for the programmer to program in. We'll have simplified commands like print. Why are we programming in the Java language? The AP test is in Java. That's the #1 reason we're programming in Java. Java is a high-level language. That means it's an easier programming language for the user. So it may be a little bit slower, but it's an easier learning language. Java is platform independent. You can write a program in Java and then run it. That code can be used to run on multiple devices. A Java program might run on a Windows box, and then that same code can be used to run on a Mac. That same code can be used to run on your phone. Programs that are platform dependent are written for a limited number of devices. For example, when you buy a game for a computer, you might buy the Windows version or the Mac version. The Mac version is not going to run on a Windows box. The Windows version is not going to run on a Mac box. Java is object-oriented. It allows for the creation of custom extendable types called objects. Now, at this point, it's really hard to define for you what an object is. That's something we'll cover more in the second semester. But if I were to ask you what are some of the benefits of Java, one of the main benefits is it's an object-oriented language. And again, later in the year, we'll get more into what that means. Java has a garbage collector. So Java has a program that runs in the background that deletes data that you're no longer using. If you do not have a garbage collector or you forget to delete data, a program that runs a very long time will start running out of room to store data. For example, if you open a picture to show it to the user, you would have to store the data for that image and then show the user the image. If you then close the image but the program did not delete the data for the image, that space would be permanently used by the program. And as you open more and more pictures and you still have the data for every picture you opened, you start to lose memory. You're running out of computer space. That's called a memory leak, when your program slowly runs out of space and eventually crashes because it cannot perform a request because there's no longer enough memory. Woo! First video!